river instead of back behind the turret, and 1v1 killed by Reckless. So we need to see IG paying that respect over to Fnatic. Fnatic have clearly shown they can not only win, but dominate against IG, and IG is going to have to play a much more clean game if they want to come out first in this group.
And as the analyst desk kind of talked about, these Akali and Aurelia bans maybe not showing up in this one. They're still going to put that Camille ban against Ning, move some of his earlier options there as Invictus start dropping tanks off the table. And we'll see what this draft actually looks like. There are so many things to consider here. And know that Fnatic probably have to blind pick one of their solos, and I'm curious what that matchup then looks like if IG goes for a counter pick.
I mean, that is a story. You know, you talked about it both games. It had been Caps with the blind pick and Rookie winning the laning phase very heavily up in farm. And again, now they are on the red side, so we could be seeing another Rookie counter pick in mid lane. And if he has that, we may see Fnatic go back to the same strategy, attacking that mid lane, attacking and grouping up with Caps to try to get him in.
And I'm really interested that they forced this Urgot Aatrox trade here on Fnatic side. And I was going to say it must be because they want the Akali. Interested to see if that is a blind pick mid lane Akali, and Caps is trying to do like a great Perks impression here, who had probably the most impressive Akali game I think I've ever seen, or whether this is going to be Whippo in the top lane trying to play it into something like an Ornn and try and style on that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, bringing out a flex pick is one of the ways to sometimes hurt that red side advantage of having mid lane counter pick. But if you are willing to play the Aurelia into this matchup, if you say, hey, Aurelia's good in this matchup, you can flex that as well. So we have to see where IG does take us in this next couple picks.
Now, another criticism that was leveled at Jackie Love is the fact that he keeps going back to this Kai'Sa. I saw, Rusty on social media saying this is a guy that has played much more lane-dominant 80 carries, giving something like a Xayah, giving something like a Draven even in a counter pick, and let the young man go to work. Glad to see that they've done it this time around.
I do like Jackie Love on a slightly stronger laner, though still, of course, a great team fighter as well on this Xayah. The Rakan pairing is there, though Hylissang can obviously grab that himself earlier on.
And that is something that is pretty hotly debated these days, is it worth taking away the Rakan and making your bot lane 2v2 worse to deny it from the opponent having that Xayah Rakan? And that's what Fnatic is going to have to decide, and it looks like they're going to make the call that it is worth that. But then you can look for a more preferential 2v2 matchup here. You already have a fairly lane-dominant marksman with the Xayah, and if you pair that with another advantageous support, something like Leona can pair up well and look for kills against the Rakan, that could be a way for IG to look for a winning lane.
That's what I was going to say. This trade just seems to have not worked out the way a lot of teams thought it was going to, because of the popularity of Leona to not be punished, honestly, this World's run so far. So I think that that would be a nice pick to go towards. Also the fact that, now with Ezreal, you don't really have to worry about lane presence. Maybe you just drop the priority of that, pick up a best jungler, ban 2 of those away, make Broxah suffer for kind of his bottom lane wanting to go towards those picks.
But instead, they don't want to get pinched off of the possible Leona pick. Obviously, cream of the crop once you see the Rakan here. Of course, the Ezreal was picked knowing that was coming in. You want to be safe against Leona, against Aurelia. Reckless should feel fairly safe and should not require attention, nor the babysitting. However, bot lane push should go to Invictus, and now Hylissang cannot roam out nearly as much.
Yeah, and you have to remember that pushing bot lane is Fnatic's bread and butter. That is always what they want to go towards. Rush the Zerker Greaves for Reckless. Shove in your opponents. Deny them the ability to make plays on the map, and this is certainly not the lane to really do it.
And you can see Lissandra banned away. That can be a soft counter pick in the mid lane. If the Aurelia ever goes in, just hit the root, get your Aftershock, walk away. In case that Akali does get flexed over, keep in mind, IG get last say on the matchup. They're willing to pick the Aurelia into the Akali, and they're going to watch as Whippo picks his top lane champion as well, or moves the Akali, and we see Caps pick the mid lane champion. And IG are going to get those solo lane counter picks.
And now to really open up that flex, I actually want to see Ning to go back to something like a Zac. I know it's not all that popular, but you've already got a pushing bottom lane. You have yourself the ability to put Aurelia, one of the strongest champions, into the mid lane. Zac can be protected in this draft, and it does allow Duke, if he wants to play a carry up in the top lane while still having great engage, something that Ning played against G-Rex, I believe, and played it to a tremendous level.
And I think if they could get through the early game with a pick like that, can be very strong, but then you do have to worry about the fact that Broxah has had some very strong early game performances. A couple of Lee Sins that he's turned in have looked really, really good, and we know that Zac can be punished early sometimes, and if you fall behind due to that Lee Sin, maybe you never really get the chance to get those even scale team fights.
Olaf, Lee Sin, Trundle even are still plenty popular, plenty powerful jungle picks available. The Zac is left up as well, and Invictus, now Gragas probably And it makes even more sense there as a good damage, a good early game frontline jungler.
Not only that, it actually really mucks up the Lee Sin combo. When Lee Sin goes in, if you just body slam back towards it, makes the kick a little bit harder to execute upon. So it is the safer pick. It's also kind of that pseudo tank. So once again, you can do exactly what we said with the Zac pick. But this is more throwing the gauntlet, fight fire with style, fire style. And I don't think Ning has really excelled against Broxah in that way.
So the final pick for Fnatic. What is Whippo going to play? Will he keep the Akali, or do they lock in a top laner and put that win in towards mid? They lock in a tank for him, so Whippo will go back onto that Ornn. He played it before. And we have the Akali in the mid lane, immediately answered by LeBlanc here for Rookie. The Irelia will go top. They will play Fighter in a tank top lane, and LeBlanc versus Akali in the mid lane.
And this is another advantageous matchup for Rookie. This is one of the matchups that a lot of people had been looking at as an answer to Akali in the mid lane. One in which you can have kill pressure, one in which you can attack the Akali in the Shroud, hitting her with those distortions and looking to dominate that lane, as Rookie has been known to do.
And this is also one of the mind games that IG has done multiple times now, where they play Shy the first game, he plays a carry, they sub Duke in, they pick themselves something that is flexible, and then all of a sudden, Duke ends up playing a carry as well. You can see that his tank champion pool was attacked. You know, they take Ornn away from him. IG had to ban the Sion because they didn't want to give away one of the safest top/mid laners in the game right now. But I think the flexibility of this has really helped IG in the past.
And while it is a carry champion, it's certainly not the Fiora where you have to commit to the split push. This is much more of a team fighting carry. This is a composition that certainly can look to scrap with Fnatic if they try to draw them into that 5v5.
So it's going to be a very exciting game. Now the battle for the first seed on the line. If you're seed 1 coming out of this group, you're playing Edward Gaming, Cloud9, or G2 Esports in the quarterfinals. We know Fnatic have already beaten G2 this year. We watched the EULCS, but if you're seed 2, if you do lose this game, your battles are KT Rolster, the Korean champions, World Never Give Up, the LPL and MSI champions, or Freak of Freaks, no slouch in their own right, the only other Korean team remaining in this tournament. Definitely things to play for in this tiebreaker. They're in the quarterfinals, but who their opponents will be are going to be decided now over the next half hour of League of Legends. Fnatic and Invictus Gaming on the Rift, the battle for the top spot in their group.
And we'll see whether Fnatic can continue that momentum. That was such an impressive victory. It would still be fresh on IG's mind, and things need to change for the Invictus lineup.
What do they do? And Fnatic is setting up for a bit of a cheeky level 1, but Reckless has been spotted.
Ooh, they try to find out Rookie. That was cute. I like that. If he was in that brush a little bit longer, a little bit farther forward, that could have been a knock-up. Able to get away, no problem, though, and it will be a fairly uneventful early game. Ooh, free gold on a Reckless. Lands the Q.
It doesn't result in anything, but I like the attempt, right? You know, going for these pre-planned level 1s, there's very little drawback to them most of the time, and sometimes it is going to get you a kill, sometimes it is going to get you a summoner, and at the very least, it will show your opponents that, hey, we can mix it up in the early game, and you have to play knowing that we could be waiting in any bush.
And I think this is 2 games in a row, actually, where Fnatic's had a good read on the early game. We mentioned the fact that Whippo leashed, then pulled his wave, got pushed in, allowed himself to scale up. Never really won the lane versus the Shy, but certainly was more relevant as the game progressed and was more of a team fighting threat. This time around, we'll see whether he is able to do the same thing. He's going for a little bit of a cheeky peek into the top side of the map. Now would know where Ning is starting.
And I like that ward that IG puts down. It shows they're trying to push early game. There's the early Q as well. It should track most of Brox's possible gank paths, and IG should be able to shove without too many difficulties. Hylissang going to even be rooted in place. Take a little bit of damage, but this trade's not going to mean too much. Either way, though, it is IG getting the shove down here. They're going to put Fnatic under the turret, and it will lock Hylissang up.
This is already Broxa moving down, though, and if he comes around this way, down, he will not be spotted by the ward, so he could be going in.
Well, he's only going to be level 2 on this one. He's going to walk forward, gets a safeguard, going to land the Q, and JackeyLove going to flash to pull him forward. That's a little bit early, but still a route to be had. The flash into the knockup and ignited. Fnatic get first blood in 2 minutes.
And they fail the flash there from JackeyLove, flashing too late. He brings Lee Sin straight to him, and Broxa, another game, another first blood on the bot side.
And you can look at it 2 ways. Either flash the initial Q and just admit that you messed up. If it gets hit, you kind of have to hold firm. You have to flash much later in between the landing of the Q and the first auto attack that comes out, because otherwise, red buff applied, you're just a sitting duck. But once again, you got to applaud the smart early game play style of Fnatic. That is 2 games in a row that they have been able to execute on something like this.
They certainly have, and this is avoiding where that vision was placed. It's smart pathing from Broxa. It should have perhaps just been a summoner, but even then, it would have been worthwhile, and instead, it is a first blood for Broxa, 2 games in a row. Incredible start for Fnatic.
Of course, that is beautiful right there from Fnatic. They saw the ward come down. They knew the route Broxa had to take, and they executed very, very nicely there. So a 400 gold lead for Fnatic, making this surge late in the group stage. They had lost to IG back in the first round robin, but might find themselves 2 wins in a row now on the back half as once again Engage coming forward. Some damage in the Hylissang. Doesn't mean too much.
And I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, people saying Caps versus Rookie, this is the lane matchup to watch. This is 3 games in a row where Caps has taken his mid laner before Rookie, where he's been willing to either first pick or early rotate the mid lane and give a lot of tools to his bottom side of the map to be able to win out. And I think that, you know, game 1 obviously it wasn't successful, but game number 2 was. And now that puts a lot of pressure on Rookie because he is saying, I need to smash this lane, I'm in the counter pick. And with your bottom lane going poorly, if they lose control, then we have the potential for a repeat of, you know, all those roams going into the mid lane from bottom lane. This time it's going to be a Rakan, arguably even more successful at doing that.
Yeah, definitely agree. And I think it is encouraging for the side of Fnatic to think, hey, it doesn't always have to be about Caps, right? You can have carry threats from the other lanes. You can have Rek'A stepping up like he did in the first game. You can have Broxa having these incredible games to carry you through, even against these top-level opponents. So certainly encouraging things for them moving forward towards those quarterfinals.
And Broxa's just shown that he's an out-and-out superstar. This guy is having a very good tournament. Has been definitely the best jungler in this group, I would say, and, you know, has relieved a lot of pressure with some smart early game play.
Definitely good stuff from him, and of course, as one of the newcomers to Fnatic, he has been huge for this squad. And let's see what can be next for these players. We know they're going to the quarterfinals. The question is at what seed and what their opponent will be. Of course, that draw will be right after the games conclude, so we'll know these answers very, very soon. 2 separate answers coming in as Caps is trying to suffer through this mid lane matchup once again. Has had to blind pick against Rookie. He's never had the chance for a fair fight. Every single game he's faced off, Rookie gets counterpicked. Every single time, Rookie gets the CS lead. But Caps does very good at losing the minimum, not usually giving away kills, and if the ganks do come through, often does convert.
And hybrid assassins have historically beaten LeBlanc. I'm thinking back to when Katarina was first changed around. Where they all did it was either rushing early Merc Treads if there's more magic, if there's not any more magic damage, but there's CC, or you can even go things like Hex Drinker. So this lane can potentially get better depending on Caps' itemization if he's really willing to invest in the 1v1.
And they're going to try for the double knockup now into Broxa joining Ward. Hubson looks for a bit of a slow, and Jackie Love doesn't have a way out. Reckless finds the first kill, and they will continue on to Baolan. One more shot as Hylissang gets the kill, but watch out as Caps gets out of the shroud. He's ignited. He goes down, a trade kill in the mid lane.
Trade kill in the mid lane, but it's 2 kills on the bottom side for Fnatic. Broxa has been everywhere at the start of this game, making so much happen for Fnatic, and this time it's Reckless who gets one of the kills, which is huge for them.
And it's a stacking creep wave without any teleport response coming down. So this is going to be Ezreal coming online sooner than his opponent. Went for the aggressive route. You can see very nice for Pipe Whippo.
And they're going to try now on the top side, level 6. Can they interrupt the ult? He's going to flash away, look at the knockup. But does he have the damage? He's close! And yes, in the 1v2, Whippo finds a solo kill, but he's flashless and it will be the trade.
Yeah, Ning trying to make things happen around the map, knows his team is falling behind, so he makes the play happen in the mid lane, but had no flash off that and was a little bit low. So it was a good counter kill from Whippo in the 1v2, and now it's Broxa's turn to make something happen here once again.
And they might have it. Distortion's on cooldown, but Caps, the health bar so low. Oh, the Q jukes away! And Rookie is incredible. Finds that kill. Being
he can get Broxa
has
too.
to run. The clone needs to block. He's got to walk out from this one. And that's going to be the Q getting juked away from Rookie. Able to just stay alive. What a play out of the Invictus mid laner.
And look at the confidence that Rookie plays with. Every opportunity he can look to turn that around, he goes for it.
That's not going to mean much. Don't worry about it.
Nothing happening on the top lane, but you could see that Rookie wanted that 2v1 one more time.
Yeah, and I mean, he might have actually had Broxa had Hylissang not shown up, so a good roam to make sure bad did not go to worse for Hylissang, but it is an outplay for Rookie, and Ning once again on the top side. No flash from Whippo.
No ult as well, means no way out. First stun's going to land. Ning does not have flash, but he's gonna get these.
Oh, the sidestep!
Whippo is sick, gets away from the cask and walks away with his life.
What an outplay there from Whippo, getting a 1v2 kill, then dodging the next gank that looked like a sure thing.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty because he just also did the little pause afterwards and just
Yep.
still was like, yeah, that one didn't hit me, fellas. Better luck next time.
Oh, Ning going for round 2 though. Broxa, however, is right behind. That sweeper knows his
Gonna be
award.
spotted though.
And they're going to try anyway. They're going to pop the spells here. Now, Whippo, can he get the outplay? Keep in mind his jungler's nearby. And yeah, Ning predators and goes, never mind, this is not for me.
Yeah, because the Akali was rotating up as well. You can see Caps had inside track. Rookie said, do not give him a kill this time around. I've got him isolated. I've got a 20 CS lead. I've got the kill and the assist. Just let me have my 1v1.
Here is this play one more time. Ning coming in. This was the initial 2v1 kill to trade back, and Flash came out. Caps, excuse me, trying to get the trade kill back onto Ning, and then the eventual 1v2 that Rookie was looking at.
Yeah, you can see Caps is trying his best to bait, but the double distort in, and then
Oh.
just the juke. Last auto attack. Broxa takes an extra turret shot. You can just see the experience, the ability to kite back. Caps' face there kind of tells the whole tale. As you mentioned, if it wasn't for Hilly showing up in that middle lane, probably could have been the 2-for-1 there.
And we know last game, how Fnatic got Caps back into the lane was these roams. They want to make sure that he is relevant. He is a superstar, but down here on the bot lane, Rookie's roaming.
And it's a 3v2, and Hylissang's going to try to jump backwards. He's going to try to get away, but it is not going to happen. Rookie gets his second kill of the game.
The distortion to keep the chain there was sick from Rookie, and you can see why this guy is considered the best mid laner in the world.
This game really is a tale of two lanes. Fnatic smashing the bottom lane. They got a few ganks, but they're doing so well down here. But the mid lane, again, Rookie with the counter pick. 3 games in a row. Every single time winning lane, this time getting his lead elsewhere, and smashes Hylissang with his roam.
And the coordination's very good because as soon as Rookie shows, Baolan is going, lands the chain, distorts forward as he battle dances away. Nothing you can do there if you're Hylissang. You just kind of have to sit back and marvel at it.
Yeah, just a really well coordinated engage there. The stun from Leona guaranteed the initial hit on the chain, and then the follow doesn't give Hylissang the chance to get out. So now Hylissang on the roam, looking to try to get Caps going here.
Well, they can try, of course. He just killed a control ward, so this movement is known, and we are in a game that is only 300 gold apart. Neck and neck here. Brock's going to try for this Infernal Drake, but the teleport is coming down. This is going to be the fight, though, quickly picked up on the one side, but now battle ensues as it's a 3v3, and Broxton needs to find his way out. He has flash if he needs it, and doesn't burn it for a very... No, it was on cooldown, sorry. Did not have the way out, and does go down to a body slam in the Blade Caller. So now Jackie Love on the board with his first kill.
Still, I'm going to call that, worthwhile there for Fnatic. They get the Infernal. They do give up 1 kill. It's just about, can IG get anything more after it? Because 1 kill for the Dragon's looking pretty good.
And I also love this play from Ning because Hylissang is just not being punished for setting up the swag in the mid lane. So instead, they say, you know what? We're just going to push bottom lane as fast as possible. We're going to look to open up the map. We have the team fighting team this time around. Let's go
turn
for
on
it.
him.
And that's a good word by Hylissang. He knows he can walk through, but yeah, this is still an outnumbered
Everyone's
fight.
coming.
And this wave clear's not going to happen. First turret goes to IG, but now there could be a re-engage. Caps coming down, Hylissang flashing away, not going to find his way in. Now they can try again, but Rookie is here. Watch for this. Baolan going to whip the ult, and Caps just creating chaos. So for 1-for-0 is Fnatic jumping backwards. Caps may stay alive. Watch out for Rookie, though, and he's not going to find that kill. Fnatic, a flash to get out, but now the rest of the squad is in. Jackie Love going to ult to dodge 2 of them, and they're going to be able to disengage. But Rookie waiting in the wings, finds a root, but he's knocked up. This could be assassination, and it is. Fnatic get 2 kills for the turret.
Yeah, it looked like IG had the play. They could have got out, but Rookie decides, I can go for the outplay. There's no need, though. 5 members from Fnatic in the bot side. Duke is pushing and getting an advantage on the top. You didn't need to go for that play.
Now they're going to try for another one, though, and this one, Body Slam stops the queue. Here comes Baolan as well. 2v1. Broxa may have bit off more than he can chew. The health bar's running down. The kick, the Q, the second.
Get out.
That was gorgeous. And there's another one coming as Jackie Love also falls. Fnatic win the skirmish.
And Broxa is an absolute monster for Fnatic this game. Taking over 3-1 and 2. He gets the kill, gets out, baits in Jackie Love, and they take him down.
Listen to that crowd. Fnatic once again up in gold, 1,200 there, and the Infernal Drake. What an exciting game. A lot of entertainment provided for the fans here. The final game of the group stage, and once again, this fight by Broxa, incredible.
And you can see it stops the damage of the second Q, but he goes aggressive. I think he surprises the IG jungler. And then just the ability to know that there is no way out. The only way is forward.
Oh.
Styles on him.
I mean, the man had like 20 health and he goes in for the flash kick. He could have looked so silly had he gone down, but he makes it happen. And you gotta feel so good about that one.
I love
That's what our faces were looking like.
Reaction cam. I want him to play every game, not because I dislike Soas, but because of those reaction cams. Whippo is the best hype man Fnatic could ever have.
It's like, that's my jungler.
He's so good.
My God. And I mean, Invictus right now just looks rocked. Because honestly, game number 1, Fnatic just beat him around the map. They beat him through team play. IG say, you know what? Enough of that. Let's pick a little bit more fight. Now, Fnatic say, all right, let's go.
Yeah, they're scrapping right with them, but IG is still within about 1,000 gold here. The gold still fairly close, but you have to say, Jackie Love has not been having a very good series of games here against Fnatic. Getting picked off a couple times in game number 1, failing to flash the Lee Sin Q in the early gank this game. Now, trying to overcommit and try to kill Broxa there, gives away his flash and his life. He certainly has not been performing, but Fnatic are taking full advantage of it, and Broxa has been having such an incredible set of games.
He really has. Incredible situations and incredible awareness, and the mechanics have all been there as well. So Fnatic still holding on to this 1,400 gold lead. We'll wait for the next big play here. IG certainly not out, but they are down.
And I just really appreciate Brox's decision making, because he knows that one of the ways this game gets worse is if Rookie explodes in a side lane. So they're giving up priority on the top side. Instead, they're looking to try and dive him. Time and time again, he is just putting pressure on the key members of the IG lineup.
Yeah, doing a very, very good job with that, but IG may think they have Whippo caught out here. We'll see if they actually go for the play.
Oh, they seal away the Gromp. They're going to have a chain stun. Here comes Ning as well. Over the wall, he goes to the flash. That's an easy chase in for the rest of the squad. This 3v1 is going nowhere for Whippo. A knockup, but there is the kill. Duke on the board with his second, already the 20 CS lead. IG close the gap to 500, and with this turret, it will be tied.
And that's a nice play. They catch the weak side of the map. Whippo thinks he's done the right thing by backing into the jungle, but hadn't gone far enough away. Also might mean the Rift Herald. 10 seconds, and there is a teleport available. Could still be a risky play.
Yeah, the gold is dead even now. We'll see if they want to start it up. Rookie is starting to move up towards that side of the map. Duke has his TP, but as you said, Whippo coming up has teleport available.
Wait to see if he channels. That will tell you if Fnatic really want to fight this one.
Oh.
He gets the kick on. Ning pops a stopwatch, and that is Broxa dying in the face of 2. Another kill on the board for Jackie Love as the team rejoins, but it's 5v4, favor of Invictus. The jump forward, they find the root, they get the stun. Can they kill him before the Ornn ultimate? And he gets a knockup. What's the re-engage look like as Caps comes in? Reckless gets an answer, but look at this as Duke is burning down, tries to heal. Caps is not going to get that one any farther as he gets that knockdown rather, and the Herald will go over to Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic gonna come out on top with the Rift Herald on top of that as well, but some shutdowns going over to IG. And this game is neck and neck.
Once again, they go for the play. You know, you see Broxa and he's like, I can see another montage moment. Instead, he gets blown up and taken down, which is a great response out of IG. But the fact that he put Ning in the middle of the fight bought a little bit more time. Missed the ultimate there as well. And I think, Freak, that you had the right call here. If they had have killed Whippo before he got the knockup, it looked like a good fight. But he got 3 members as he died. The base damage is still super high for the tank, and it allowed the rest of the Fnatic lineup to clean up.
Yeah, it gave time for Caps to arrive. He had just come off of a bye. He gets into the fight, picks up a shutdown, which is going to be so nice for him in this game. Was behind Rookie, but now certainly starting to catch up.
Yeah, I gotta say the support that Caps got throughout this game allowed him to catch up in CS. At one point it was like 18 to 31, it was dumped most of the time. And now again, what had been happening all game was Rookie jumping in, but Reckless will stay alive, and there's not gonna be the re-engage. Rookie kites away, but you can see how explosive this LeBlanc can still be.
Definitely the case, but a nice sidestep on the chains from Reckless, and it ends up being the trade of flashes there. So we'll have to see if either team can capitalize on those summoners being down for these really key members. Reckless, he's already on his 2 items. He is at a very strong point in the game for the Ezreal. Likewise, Rookie has been the catalyst for a lot of the positive plays here from IG.
Oh, they're going to find it again. Now Hillsong able to kite away, but half HP. And this will be a quick ceasefire now again in the mid lane. 300 gold puts Fnatic ahead. We'll wait to see what the next big play is. The Drake is up. Cloud this time around. Invictus can tie the Drake score. It looks like Fnatic are not willing to fight for this one. Cloud Drake's pretty low priority in pro play. And no problems there. 25 gold to Jacula.
And I think that IG just wanted to turn the Drake over. They wanted to see, can we top deck an Infernal off the back end of it? Can we try and equalize? Because right now we feel pretty good with where Duke is at in this game. However, earlier spikes for the Ezreal. He's sitting right now at probably 40% cooldown reduction with his rune choice as well. And just has the mobility around these fights. We've seen how dangerous Ezreals can be. 3-0 and 5. Reckless once again having a fantastic performance.
Yeah, he really has been. And quietly, as you pointed out, Duke is doing very well himself, right? He is already on his Triforce Tiamat, sitting at 3-1-1, farming very well on the top side. So there is a lot of dive and threat onto this backline here. Reckless certainly has the mobility to escape a lot of the initiation, but we'll see if he can make it happen, because if you mess up once and you get caught by a Gragas engage, the Aurelia, the LeBlanc, everyone piling onto you, can mean you go down very quickly.
They have this mid lane actually in a fantastic position right now because they've stopped the recall. They're going to get the teleport out, but they call in the Ornhorn.
They're going to find this knockup for Jackie. A trade for the ultimate now. Leona ult. I think he was expecting some kind of hard engagement. The knockback in towards Reckless. Can they knock him down? And they will, but it could be a trade of bot laners as Jackie is assassinated by Caps. The turret's still alive, still can fire towards his champions as Caps jumps the wall. But Rookie is here. Look for the blast cone. Gets over though, and there's not going to be the chase. Caps flashes and gets away from the tether. ID. Looking forward.
Want the chase here. You can see still aggressing forward, and that is just a 1-for-1 trade. But Reckless was the shutdown on the back end of that.
Yeah, and you see if he gets caught for 1 second, they can burst him out, and they're going to take the turret off of the back of this. So certainly a good fight there for IG.
And it's once again Invictus tying the gold in this game. Jackie is on 2 items now and beginning towards that next one. Caps, the split push might come close to answering the turret. Depends how well Rookie does here. What this fight looks like. Equal level on these players. The minions are gone, and Caps actually not going to be rooted up. It was the snap back for Rookie.
Yeah, he landed the chains. I think he thought it missed in saying that Broxah once again is just sitting in that brush. So maybe Rookie just with the sixth sense saying he's been there so much of the game, he's probably there now.
Yeah, and he would be right on that. Broxah's still certainly sitting behind him, and he's giving the respect that he could be there. So Rookie, I think, is kind of checking that box, playing a lot more intelligently around where the pressure could be coming from Fnatic. But here it is one more time. You see they decide to make the call to go for Reckless as the ultimate misses from Baolan, but nice ultimate there from Nick.
And I mean, that was a little bit unlucky from Reckless because he drew Torre and Aggro at the same time with a Q. However, really got to respect the dive on the backline that Fnatic has. You can see they aggress forward and Caps just flies in, picks up the kill, darts back out. There's just so many threats. These are both, very low tank lineups, and I think both of the aggression is starting to kind of play on the minds of the players.
It really is, and you have to say these kills going the way of Caps has been so helpful for them because he had to start with such a defensive build from so far behind, and now he has been able to get the gold to get an Oblivion Orb and this Velvet.
Looking at the re-engage indeed. The stun's going to land on the front line. Explosive Caps, but they cannot quite kill Reckless. Instead, it's Baolan who falls and Ning's at 5 HP. Rookie drops as well. 3 for 0 Fnatic. Duke's got to make it all happen himself. Does he have the damage? Get the double trades. Duke is huge. Shows why he's a world champion and walks right back out.
He pulls the victory out of the jaws of defeat there. It looked like that was going to be potentially an ace.
You can see Jackie Love trying to kite back.
Yeah, it's still 3v2. Fnatic have the crowd control. Bwipo finally rooted up, but he's still walking forward for the slow, but the stun might disengage still. Fnatic go +1, but as you mentioned, Duke, pulling back those 2 kills stopped Baron.
Still a good fight from Fnatic, but as you say, that would have been Baron. That would have been the straw that broke the camel's back. And look at the start of this fight. Duke is still so far away, but IG decided to go for the play. Very preemptive from Baolan.
Yeah, it certainly is. You can see that they flash over the wall as well. It just looks like on different pages.
Yeah.
Caps' threat on the back line cannot be understated in this game. And given the fact that he went double MR items early, was very good.
And look at the use of the resets. Gets double stun, uses both resets, then ultimates to get double resets again, then flashes in range to get the Q onto Reckless. That was insane from Duke.
Triple stun on the way out as well. Otherwise, they were right on his heels.
Insane.
Everything he could have done in that fight, he pretty much did, and it still wasn't enough for IG to get a positive result.
Well, in that, you kind of have to put on the initial engage, right? They're diving on. Baolan's looking for Reckless, but Rookie is not there to follow up. Duke has not even entered the fight yet. That needs to be there when your soul laners can follow up, and Baolan needs to make sure he's on point with the engages.
And Rookie just can't blow up Caps anymore. He's got a Hexdrinker, he's got Merc Treads. He's fine in these fights. You have a look at the top lane. Whippo right now has himself a wall mog. He's got 30% cooldown reduction. He's fine as well. So it really is just Reckless that is the priority target. And he's just so slippery.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, you can look to Broxa as well, perhaps try to take him or Hillisang down, but those are not the priority targets you really want to be committing to. So IG going to have to execute very, very well in these fights, but Jackie Love, the good news for them is that he is getting close to this IE. He is getting to this stage where the crit scaling becomes very, very relevant.
And it would allow IG to play a more standard team fight where they don't have to dive. Certainly with Aurelia and the LeBlanc and a bit of ability power, including Sork Shoes on Ning, you can reach backline. Reckless, of course, safe TPing back in, and that is Ruin King done. So third item, spiked first for the Fnatic bot laner. Infernal is now alive. The next team fight about to start. Baolan a bit late to the party, walking down from that top jungle. Will be here in time, though, as Fnatic going slowly for this one.
Yeah, and this time Duke is here, but the bot lane is split off from IG, and Fnatic look like they're just going to try to rush it down.
And the Orin ult just to zone them away. This will be a clean pickup on the red. And now the fight starts. Duke is low. Ult comes across. Cannot reset. 1-0 Fnatic, and the answering damage is not here. Caps goes in for another 3 kills for Fnatic.
And Fnatic is absolutely popping off right now. You can see individual outplays across the board, and now they might look at the Baron.
They're the ones turning up the base, and IG just can't keep up right now. That's a second Infernal. That's 3 more kills, and they're going to get the Baron.
This is looking good for them. IG only have the dual lane to stop them. This seems so unlikely. Hillisang can find the engage, Reckless can find the damage, and IG says, you know what, you're right. We don't have a chance here. And at 25 minutes from a 3,000 gold lead, Fnatic pick up Baron.
And in game number 1, Fnatic says, we will beat you around the map. In game number 2, they just say, we'll beat you.
They're just straight up out team fighting them, and IG looking pretty out of sorts. They're posturing so aggressively. Look where Jackie Love is on the map. Jackie Love and Baolan are not anywhere close. There is no chance that IG can win this team fight, and they're straight onto Duke. Duke is basically dead before Jackie Love has even gotten an auto attack off, and this is just so much better team play, much better team fighting from Fnatic. As you said, individual outplays across the map as Caps chasing down and taking out Rookie, and this gold lead is getting very big.
5,000 gold, Baron buff for 3 minutes, double Infernal. This could be the push that ends the game if all goes right. Fnatic are certainly getting mid lane tier 2. The question is, when do they stop? When does IG threaten them? The Orinhorn gets the knockup, but only on the Duke. Aurelia, not your ideal target yet. Still waiting on the IE for Jackie Love. That might temper this a little bit, but it's not here yet.
And they already just grabbed the Baron and just pushed straight down mid lane. Now they have the capability of sending Caps towards the side lane or just doing the same thing top. Right now, Fnatic have all the options open to them, and IG backs against the wall.
They really do have all the options, as you say, and it feels like IG needs to find some sort of a flank. They need to have someone starting behind the fight. You cannot see a fight in which Rookie and Duke are able to run straight through Broxa and Whippo and Caps and everyone to get to Reckless, and that is the situation that Fnatic is trying to force them into. They're trying to make them group up and come straight at them.
And in this situation, you're going to have 2 teams trying to dive Caps. Go in there.
They can look for the chain, not gonna find that though. Caps disengages. That could have been an opening. If you can explosive cast him out of the shroud, that could have been a kill, but it's not there. IG may have to give up more of this one as this turret is injured. And they've got the buff, they've got another turret. Fnatic on 5 now.
The experience leads are getting enormous as well. 2 levels for Reckless, 2 levels for Caps. Whippo is up a level, Broxa is up a level, and there's so much extra power in even just the experience beyond the double Infernal, beyond the gold.
And not only that, just at this stage of the game, the team fight is just much easier to execute upon. You've got the true Shroud down in the back line. Jackie Love can't approach. He's not an Ezreal. He doesn't have, you know, the 3-second arcane shift at this stage of the game. You've got Caps, who's just much better at diving right now than Rookie, given how squishy Rookie is. Now has to go back and get a stopwatch. And then just Meatball tank in the top lane versus jungle. The top lane tank always eventually comes out ahead. So it has to be, you know, an aggressive flank. It has to be the use of the teleports, but they just have no tools to be able to get in behind the Fnatic lineup.
Look at Fnatic's vision. They are doing their due diligence. They're clearing out all the wards. IG has no vision on the map whatsoever. You see, as they were pushing top lane, they dropped multiple pigs to cover that. Now they're sweeping out and clearing out the wards on the bottom side of the map, trying to make sure that IG can't get anything done.
Threat towards Caps, but gets away from the stun, means no engage. They're not going to go for that one much anymore. Bot lane now being sieged up. And look how far up Fnatic gets to play. They are playing without fear. There is so little threat on them.
Oh!
Can try. He's injured. Ignite is on. Can there be the re-engage, though? They're going to try to defend him now. The Orin Horn comes up, and he misses. Caps, oh, and he's not going to be ulted. Duke can't land it, and bot lane was already under fire. Another turret falls.
Caps versus Rookie is not even close at this point. Rookie goes in, hits all his skills, looks for the trade, and just about dies straight up to Caps there. Caps is doing so much damage and really not threatened at all in the 1v1 at this point, and could have even been a kill had Whippo been able to connect with the ultimate.
Yeah, now level 16 as well, so just able to toy with the mid laner of Invictus, able to drag him around the map. Reckless now a full item ahead of his counterpart. Just everywhere they're winning out, and it's becoming alarm bell. Because I don't know, as this map gets smaller, whether IG gets more choices. Normally when you get pushed in your base, you can look to make a last stand, but just front to back is not the way they want to do this.
No, it's not at all. And Fnatic are going to get the best dragon spawn for themselves as well. Another Infernal coming out on the map, which IG may feel pressured to try to contest for. That third Infernal going to be even more damage.
I think it'd be the wrong choice to try, though. They are almost assuredly losing a fight in the river here with this 8,000 gold deficit. Just give up that 8% more stats. I think it's the best chance to win is hole up in your base and wait for the gold to come to you. But Fnatic playing for ward control, playing to look for that last fight that might close them the game and win their group stage 6-1 after the tiebreaker. Europe has never lost a tiebreaker at Worlds. Fnatic looking to extend that legacy and pull a top seed into the quarterfinals.
And you made the call, Freak. They have to give it up. They realize that they don't have the vision. They don't have the items to look for the team fights. And it's going to be Fnatic with triple Infernal and a massive gold lead. It's hard to see a world in which they lose from here.
And even though there's a crit 80 carry on the other team, I don't think this is a situation where you're like, we're getting outscaled. It's just going to be such an easier time for Reckless in these team fights. And you just have a Rakan on engaged while they're trapped in the base. You know, they can wait the minute. They can allow the next Baron to come up and available. And Invictus, you know, don't have the easy play to make.
Yeah, I mean, for IG, it has to be the outplay. It has to be the incredible engage where you kill someone right off the bat, where you catch Reckless. But with the QSS there, it gets harder and harder and harder. And he's really the only target that it seems there isn't even a chance of killing off that fast when you think of the Hex Drinker on Caps, the Shroud, the Stopwatch, everything there to keep him alive.
So the climactic moment comes in about 1 minute. Baron spawns in 43 seconds, and Fnatic are crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and making sure they've got the vision control to make a free Baron pickup into a game-ending push. 31:30 on the map, 30 seconds till Baron spawns, and they're just making sure this jungle belongs to them. The river belongs to them, and then the game will follow right afterwards like so many dominoes. Invictus Gaming, when do you choose your risky play? No matter what you do, it's risky to come back in. Do you fight for Baron? Do you fight for a ward? Or do you sit in your base? They've got to choose. Right now, they've been spotted. Whippo is going to call the Ornhorn now because they chose to fight in the jungle. They found the first engage, and Duke is slow but walks away. Baolan the first to fall, make it a second as the top laner is dead, and Jackie Love has to run. The Caps buys time. Rookie next to the chopping block. Caps might fall, the shields are on, and he will survive the ignite. So 5v3, the fight continues. Reckless gets away, and no one yet dies. Fnatic hold 5 strong.
And that was probably the best team fight that IG could get. They kept Duke alive for the longest time, and then they were underneath the turret, but the tanks are too strong. Fnatic still win, and they're going to get themselves the Baron.
Jackie Love so close to perhaps turning that one around, but not able to do it, and it's looking like it will be Fnatic's Baron, but Ning, Jackie Love, they're closing in. They're looking for any potential miracle steal, but it's not to be.
Ning has 5 health here. Getting a steal would be almost impossible. Cursory damage would kill him. Rookie might try, he spots it, knows the health bar is too low. Ning cannot grab this, and it will be the quick reset. One more time, just fill in the punctuation, make sure your penmanship is ready. Fnatic just here to sign this one over. This is certainly their game.
And this is why lane wards are so important. They see them approach it, and then Ornn's ultimate is such a crucial late game tool. Hilly flies in for the follow-up, and after this point, it looked okay. You can see Duke kiting away, has to get the ultimate out of Caps, and they fight the rest of it underneath the turret, but they just don't have the damage.
Yeah, Jackie Love's so close to getting so many of these kills, but not quite able to do it. Caps getting out with so little HP. And then look at Whippo tanking the turret for his team so they can potentially get something done. Hylissang gets out low. You know, see Broxa get out low. They all are walking out, and if Jackie Love weren't so far behind, perhaps he could have turned it, but he is, and Fnatic are closing in on shutting this game out.
Surely this is theirs. 11,000 gold lead for the EULCS #1. A knock-up on 2 backliners. The first kill not yet, that was a clone. And IG will simply give up their 2 inhibitors. Mid lane and bot lane will fall, but there's still plenty of resources for Fnatic to use. Waiting just to close this one out, to do what many thought was impossible and knock down IG in this group.
But they don't even have to fight. They can just recall, they can go do the same thing top lane, and they can close this one out tutorial style. Love the patience shown by Fnatic. This is the biggest game they will play in the group stages. This secures them first seed. Do not give anything back to the LPL squad.
The only glimmer of hope for IG, perhaps, that the QSS was used by Reckless in that bottom lane. The fact that it is down means maybe, just maybe, with a perfect engage, you could take down that AD carry. But Fnatic, as you say, checking all the boxes, playing so safe, so smart. They may even wait until it is back up.
It is purely the smallest of margins. Zonya is on cooldown for Caps because he's already used up the stopwatch there and has not replaced it. But these are tiny. These are 1 in a million. Invictus are so unlikely. They just hope they have that one chance, that unlikely play that catches them back up. But here comes the last lane to fall. 35 minutes in. Baron still on for a minute. Triple Infernal, and a 12,000 gold lead. Fnatic have one last lane to push until the Nexus is theirs. Rookie finds some poke. Whippo pops the ult. They're going for the dive. A double knock up there, but Jackie Love kites away. They don't get a whole lot. Invictus, and none of the health bars are yet low, but Caps is fine in the front line, gets the shield, and now it's time for the turret to fall as Baolan drops as well. 5v4. Only the Nexus has defense itself as Duke pops the stopwatch, but he's sure to go down. The knockup and a double kill for Caps. The kickback for Broxa. Make it 3 and a 5 versus 1. Jackie Love versus the world, and he simply cannot do it. And Fnatic will fell Invictus. They will take the #1 seed into the quarterfinal.
The incredible second day here for Fnatic. They run the gauntlet. They take down IG not once, but twice. And they end the game in emphatic fashion. The fountain dive and the triple kill for Caps.
There is not a lot more you can ask of Fnatic in this year. Back-to-back EULCS champions. They fought a team that was 1 game away from winning the LPL title. This seemed to be the year of China. All 3 of their teams made it out of the group stage. RNG, MSI champions. IG looked as good as them throughout much of the season, and Fnatic proves they are better.
and the style in which they did it. The willingness to out-team fight the LPL lineup, the ability to play patient League of Legends. Honestly, that was such an impressive way to close out this group. And at the start of the day, it was, how good is Fnatic? Are they a quarterfinal team? Are they a top four? Well, they've gone a long way to answer that question in today's matches.
They definitely have, and they've gone a long way to secure themselves a better matchup for the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Guaranteeing they will not play KT, they will not play Afrika, they